So, time to get back on the old Chevy again. In the last one, I turned around and mucked up all this stuff here, got it all filled it twice, blocked it off. This is pretty well ready for primer. Just needs to be gone over and checked over for any small spots. What I got to do next now is I got to come over here and I got to fill this side, same process as before. I'm not going to bore you with it. I got to scuff it all off, fill it, sand it, fill it, get that done, and I'll move on to the next process. So I'm going to go ahead now and get all this side done and filled. And when we come back, we'll start down to the next step. So while I'm waiting here now, I got the filler drying on the other side. I'm going to go around. I got some 400 sandpaper here. And I'm going to hand sand the car on the top side of the car and get that done. It's tedious. Some fellas use oscillators and 400 stickets. I got them here. I might use them on the sides, on the flat sides. But I prefer the hand sand cars. Especially when you're going like for an all-over quick job, because then if it comes across anything, you're going to see it when you hand sand it. When you're going over the big old oscillator, you don't see it all the time, right? So I'm going to go ahead, get this all hand sanded here, and I'll start working my way around it. I'll hand sand it for so long, and I'll go over and finish the other side up. So back to hand sanding. Old trim clad sand's nice though. It's not like I had wax on it or nothing. 'Stands really good. And what I'm amazed with this car, because of these big old hips on her, you figured they'd be all stone chipped up there. There's no stone chipping that nowhere. Old trim clad, but it can take a beating. Went around then, there was a couple of blisters here and here. I got some up here, I'm gonna buzz them off. And I got one little spot up here. Other than that, the rest of that's ready. I'm gonna go ahead now and start sanding the rest of the car. Get that done. "45 minutes. It was all sanded. It's sanded amazing. I never ever waxed this car, so you see how powdery it is, look. So it's sanded really, really nice. And I hooked something. Oh, that's it. I'm wounded. Job well done is not done till it's done well. Anyway, I'm back to sanding these. Oh. So I'm here now. After filling these, blocking them, filling them again, blocking them. I got all that done. What I'm doing here now, I got the whole thing sanded, and I went around it then and sanded everything with 100, all this again. And now I just went around, blew it all off, and I'm going around. I got all the little spots marked that I want to putty up with a bit of tape. I'm just going to use the filler again on it. Most of these are just pinholes, little small nicks and stuff like that are in it, like pinholes in the filler. I'm not going to get carried away with it. Right here, I got like a little chip right here that I got, so I got to do that. And all up front here, all these have been sanded, and a few spots on them, on the hood. Over here the same way, and I come over here, found a couple of spots, you know, in along here. That there is all best kind. But for the most part, that's it, she's done. Okay, I might have another 2 hours into it, so 6 hours so far into it. And like, you know, I was saying, it didn't take me long. Well, no, I got closer to 8, probably 7.5 hours into it. She's all sanded. I got a couple of spots on the roof. I'm not digging into it, and I'm just gonna flatten them out a bit better and sand it a bit. It is what it is now. So I'm gonna go ahead now, go around, mix a little small bit of filler and touch up all these spots, and so I can get it all finished up, and then we can get some primer on her. This is the last few touch-ups on her now. There's a few there, so I figured I'll just give that a full skim over all that, because I didn't like, there was a lot of little small pinholes and stuff. I'm doing a bunch of that, but I've been going around here now. What I'm doing now is I have 320 on the oscillator, and I'm going over everything that's finished. It'd be nice if I had 220, but I only got 320 here. So I've gone from 100 now up to 320, and I'm sanding all this here, giving it a rub over, so I'll get it ready for primer. 220 be better, but that's it. What I got here, I'm going to put this together, what I got. And I'm starting here on the front now, start working my way around the car, sanding off little bits of filler, and prepping it and finishing it. I'm going. So I'm going to continue on, get all this sanded off, and get her ready for primer. And you think you're all done, and then you find something else. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Thought I had her done. Found a couple of more spots on her. That's it. Get them done. So that's it. I sanded the whole car with 400, and then I've done all the body work with 100. Then I went over it again with 320, and then I did the whole car again with a red Scotch pad, just to make sure, go over and make sure that I never missed anything. That's how I found stuff back here that I didn't like, and I had to redo it again. I got that all done on both sides here, so it's all ready. So this is what it is now. I gotta blow it off, tape it up, and prime all these spots. Someone was asking about these clips. Well, that's what they are, the clips. These here are designed for the chrome. There's a lot of chrome goes back on this car, and I made these 9 years ago and put them on the car, and I just made them out of regular steel. Never done nothing with them, riveted them on, I'm not removing them. I'm gonna give them a quick clean up with the wire wheel, prime them, and paint them. That's all I'm gonna do with them. My budget tire covers. Okay, you've always tried to figure out you can't fit a garbage bag on over a tire unless you get the big garbage, the garden ones, right? All I ever did is I just laid them out square flat on the thing. I never cut them right up the middle of the back. I come down probably 6 to 8 inches from the end, and I'll just split it from there, so that way the top is still a bag, and that'll fit over the top of the tire, and then the rest of it will fit around. It's just a quick, simple little tire cover. The old dollar store garbage bags. Works perfect. So here's what I'm using for primer. Old Interseal 670HS. I've talked about this many times in a lot of videos. It's a cheap primer. It's direct to metal. Got rust inhibitor in it as well. I put this on Wendy's Mustang, and I put this on Krusty, okay? And that's what this stuff is from. I got a little drop left here from when I done Wendy's car. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix this into that and make a little drop more. I don't want to go just put white on it. And I got a bit of the blue there, so I just need a little drop more. I figured if I can get a quart out of this and then mix it up with the hardener and everything and mix it up in this one here, I should have enough to do the car. So I'm just going to mix 2 of these together. All this takes is an activator, and I usually thins it out with thinners, okay? And I put a drop of thinners in it. This is like 4-to-1, the way it works. And then I usually put, I don't know, probably, I might put 1 more reducer in it, probably half of that. For that there, just to, I'll play with it. I'll just start adding reducer. I don't want to have it too thick, because I want to have it like, you know, I tried to finish off my bodywork pretty good on this, so I'm trying to have like a regular coated primer. This stuff is extremely thick. Huh? That's what I love about it. Okay, that's like molasses. Like most primers today, this is the stuff I'm used to using years ago, and that's why I went with this. This stuff is not used in the automotive industry. It's used in like the industrial industry, pipelines, you know, all that type of stuff is used outside on piping and stuff like that. And so, and equipment, you can almost stand a stick up in that there, and stick's too heavy for that one. But I'm going to go ahead, pour that into that, mix it all up, get my concoction figured out, and get it all mixed up so I can get it primed. So, it lightened up the blue, and then I added a drop of thinners to it. I was probably about this much paint, and then I put about that much thinners in it, so it wasn't a lot. And I just kept stirring it up until I got it to I was happy with it. And I'm happy with that there. It's a nice mix there now for what I'm going after. This stuff is wild here now. Just see if you can see this when you opens up the can. Just look closely, see if you can see it. Look at that, look. It opens up the can, the chemical reaction with the air. Look. Wow, stuff stinks. Anyway, I'll get this mixed up. The preparation on the body, I just blow it off. I don't wipe it off. I don't wash nothing down. Don't tack it off. Don't do nothing. I just prime right over. I get everything taped up here. I just went and got old dollar store tape. That stuff is after getting a lot better, you know that? And I don't find it half bad. If there was a time you wouldn't catch me anywhere near using this stuff. But is it the quality was after picking up a lot better? Because I think it's like $6 a roll now for a roll of automotive tape. And of course, this is all newspaper ends. Used to be able to get ends of it. Not too many newspaper companies around now, but it's the last of it, what I got left. So that's where that paper comes from. So I got this here all ready to go now. Let's get it primed. forgot to add some Run Be Gone. Man, oh man. I didn't think that can had it in it. Every now and again you come across a can of paint and it has runs in it. Ridiculous. Don't believe a word he says. So I got 2 coats on her. I'm going to keep going. I got to use up what's there. So I'm probably going to end up getting 3, 4 coats on all this. The more the better. That's fine. I got a little bit carried away with it. A little bit too much. But that's minor. But I got her all done all around. So I'm going to let that set up for a little bit. And come back and put some more on her. Until I runs out of, I don't want to go waste none of it, so I got a little drop left there yet. Yeah, I've been straining it too, by the way. I'll get all that done. So there she is. All body work is done. Everything is in primer. One of the nicest things about this primer, it dries to a sheen. It has a little bit of a shine to it. And you can actually see your body work, right? You can actually see what it looks like. Give you an idea. Now she got some spots in her. But you can just tell like all this was finished with oscillator. Oh, I never got carried away with satin black hides a lot, so. But that's basically it. I'm pleased with it, other than my flow indicators. I got a scattered one of them in there. That was the first coat. I was checking the flow characteristics and I was wrong. That's a dandy one there, right? When the tops of them goes hard, she's dry. Right? So. But back here, I end up priming the whole M panel. It's hard to see here because of the sunlight coming in through the door. There's my nice factory seam. Look, no filler there. That's mint. Right? And you can remember the holes were here, and I was all cracked up there. She had a big dent here on that side there. Right? Going up through down through here, all that was damaged. Right? And down here, she had a big poultice on this side here that I repaired. And mint. That's a factory quarter panel. All steel factory. Mint. Something going on there. You can see it there. See it there, that line? It is what it is. It's right underneath the molding, so that's perfect. Right? Molding will cover that. And over here, that come out pretty good, considering the state it was in. Right? And up here, you can see the mess of the gap on the defender edges. You can see it. Look. Oh man. I wanted to fix that so bad, but I would have got into cutting the entire door out of the car and I wasn't getting into it. The last time I done her, I said I'm not getting into it at all now. So and there's them body lines there, and make all them up. There's all surface rust up along there, down around there. Ooh, look, another flow indicator. Up here was strange. She had bubbles right here, and I just flaked them off, and it was just a bit of surface rust on them, and you just lifting the paint up. So. Yeah, I had it in my head I was going to shave all this. So I got enough to be at. Because this here is pot metal. That there emblem there on the hood is pot metal. And there's one on the trunk lid. And it just seems like they're a bit pitted. And the pot metal is brutal, right? And I was going to eliminate the bird and or the plane or whatever you want to call it. And then the big script on the front here. Well, I'm not going to worry about it. I'll put it back together like it was. Because everything else, this is just chrome grill in it. Chrome bumpers, chrome headlight doors. All the side trim that I had on it, because this got full body side moldings going along here. All this down here is chrome. And she got what they call like the hockey stick, as we calls it, up here on the top side of this. Goes back, the chrome goes back through her. She got the chrome goes around this here. Of course, then she got all the chrome around the windows. I think I'd say I got between 10 and 12 hours, somewhere in that range, from start to finish into getting this ready. All I gotta do now is just knock this off and get it painted, but I'm gonna let this sit for a while, a few days, because I got some mechanical work to do this. If you're following along with this car, when I had it in last, when I was stripping down to start it, I think that's over a year ago, I broke the rack off in it, so I had to go on the hunt for a rack, and just so happens I had one in stock. Right, this is the rack to come out of her. This is one I had downstairs. So I did have a rack here. I seemed to hang on to all that Pinto stuff. I just broke off down the shaft up here somewhere inside. I might take it apart and have a look at it, see what's going on with it, see what actually broke off. But it was a poor job done to the rack in this. I went and picked up some joints for it, and I got a sleeve because it was all like homemade stuff that was in it, and there was a bit of play in it, and it was rubbing off the chassis rail in the car. So I'm going to address all that. I'm probably going to have to put a bearing in the steering column, because I don't know if the steering column needs a bearing or not. Right? But I got an old standard rack in it right now that I had kicking around her. So that's what I got to do. I got to do that. I want to go through all the brakes on it, have a look at the brakes on it, and give it an oil change and have a walk through basically on everything, make sure everything's tight on it. Like I haven't touched this car in, I'd say, 4 or 5 years. I can honestly tell you, it's sad to say it, but I haven't given an oil change in about 3, maybe 4 years. So she's in desperate need of an oil change, let me tell you. But that's it. That's a little bit of a body work. This one's going to be a short one. I just wanted to finish this off so I can get moving on. I'm going to go on and do all the mechanical work on this now, get all that done, get it out of the way. I won't bore you with that. Next one you'll see on this now, I'll be getting it ready for paint. Okay? Anyway, there's another one for you. And until next time, we'll catch you on the flip side.